Wait. Would you believe that in 2025, people are putting groceries, yes, food, on buy now, pay later plans? No, it's not sneakers or a new TV anymore, but it's eggs, bread, and milk. And that's just how deep America's cost of living crisis has gotten. And shrinkflation, like what you saw with that Dorito bag, is just one piece of the puzzle. But the even scarier part is that some Americans can't even afford what's inside the bag without having to finance it. Today, we're going to be diving into the hidden fees and the rising costs that are keeping Americans broke. And this is from shrinkflation to shocking grocery bills to buy now, pay later services like Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay, which are becoming both a lifeline and a trap. And stay with me until the end because I'll also be sharing resources and financial tips that can actually help you if you have been impacted by this crisis. Okay, so let's begin with something that is honestly, it sounds truly unbelievable. Americans are now financing their grocery shopping. No, not the cars, not the vacations, but groceries. Everyday basics like the eggs, the bread, and milk, they're now being put on buy now, pay later plans. And if you caught my last video on why so many Americans are leaving the country, which I will go ahead and link down below in the pinned comments, so that you can look at it later. But this connects directly because whether people are moving far abroad or they're financing their groceries here in the US, the story is the same, that the system just is not working. But anywho, in this next clip, you are going to hear from someone who truly admits that they have had to use the buy now, pay later just to get by at the grocery store. And believe me, I'm going to be real with you right now. I have fallen into this trap myself. When I was at one of the lowest points of my life, I racked up $1,500 in PayPal credit debt. So I was not on any type of shopping spree or purchasing any luxury items, but this was on takeout and groceries. And this was back when PayPal credit allowed you to use certain services like DoorDash and order out services. Not sure if they still do it now, but this was back in, I would say, 2016. So every week I was ordering from my favorite Italian spot up the road, trying to be fancy. I was ordering McDonald's and other fast food because I was so depressed and I truly felt like I deserved just a little bit of joy. Because me, food equals joy, so that's my problem. But essentially that little bit of joy that I had snowballed into debt that haunted me for years. So yes, it took me years just to pay that off. And believe me, they were calling, they were emailing, they were sending letters, and I was ignoring them. And eventually I got to a place where I was able to pay them back. But that's the thing about buy now, pay later, that it feels like relief in the moment, but it can quickly turn into a cycle of paying tomorrow what you can't really afford today. And it does not stop there. In this next clip, you're going to see just how creative that people are getting. They are even hacking buy now, pay later systems to stretch every dollar. Like I said, I know this because when PayPal credit stopped servicing like these DoorDash apps, I then purchased gift cards to continue to feed my bad habit. So I'm not judging this woman at all. And I am not debt shaming.
So y'all have been requesting, so here it is. Here I am grocery shopping with the Walmart gift card that I got off Afterpay. So here are my kids throwing a bunch of excessive groceries in my shopping cart. Yeah, I'm side-eyeing them. Baby, they be going through this grocery store like we on Supermarket Suite. Honey, I don't know what type of money y'all think y'all mama got, but I thank God for Afterpay. So after we done loaded up on all these folks' groceries, here we are checking out. Now, I like to go and do the bagging myself because my kids be throwing stuff in the buggy that I don't be knowing that they had. So this is my way of checking it. So my total came to $371. Now, I initially bought a $300 gift card, but instead of me paying this $75 out of my pocket, I'm finna get another $75 gift card. So here I am about to use my $300 gift card. Once you download it, you can email it to yourself. You're gonna unwrap your gift. And then once it finally clicks, then you are going to, there it is. So you're going to save it. Once you've saved it to your Prezi account, you're either going to create an account or you're going to log in. Once you log in, it's going to...
This sounds like a lot of work to do at the checkout lane. And then people will probably be looking at you like, girl, would you hurry up? I get it. Like I said, I understand when you have to use your brain to kind of find ways to maneuver legally. But man, this is a few step process just to be able to pay for groceries.
Show you your card. You're going to scroll and you're going to select reveal card details. You're going to use that handheld and you're going to scan that barcode. And as you can see, it's taking that $300 off. It's really simple. Then, since I bought the $75 one instead of paying out of pocket, now we're going to do the same thing. Reveal card details. We're going to scan that barcode and my $75 has come off. Now I'm done. And guess what? I don't have to pay again on these gift cards until 2 weeks later.
And the emotional side of all of this hits even harder. So in this next clip, a woman actually admits that it does feel strange and low-key wrong to finance basic groceries like milk and eggs.
I have a confession to make. I've actually done this. I paid for my groceries at Walmart one time using Klarna. No shame about it. I've literally only done it one time, but it felt weird to do it because it's groceries. What kind of shit is this when I have to pay for my groceries in 4 payments of, $21 over the next month? Stuff like that, it's not really worth it. Knowing what I know about, food banks and whatnot, if we were ever in that position again, I would go to the food bank next time.
And that's the reality of millions of people right now, surviving by treating dinner like a car loan. But the bigger question is, why are groceries so expensive in the first place? So let's go ahead and break it down here. In this next set of clips, we're going to look at why your grocery bill has gotten so out of control, just a few reasons why. And this is from Shrinkflation to skyrocketing prices.
I'm sorry, what the actual hell? What the hell kind of dystopian future are we living in? $35 for chicken.
It's a pretty sad day when we are selling eggs 6 in a pack for $1.99. And I know that some people, this is just more convenient, but I'm thinking about the people who absolutely can't afford the price of $2.69. Like they cannot afford 69 cents more. So $1.99 is giving them a break. And while I'm happy that they're able to get it, I am just very sad that we are in this state.
And here's the sneakiest one of all. In this next clip, right, people are calling out shrinkflation, where companies are quietly giving you less for more.
This person wrote that from April to May, they thought that their Premium Plus saltines had gotten smaller. And so they compared them. This person went in one week and got large fries, and then went in the next week and got large fries. So for those of you still getting this one when you order large, this is what you have to look forward to.
That's true. They try to play you with those French fry sizes at the drive-thrus at these fast food restaurants. So they'll give you the large fry, and then it looks like they kind of skimmed a little bit off the top. Like, that's not right. I paid for a large fry. Please give me the entire large. Right? But they are giving you a lot less than before. Yeah, they're trying. This is gaslighting.
Simply Orange from 52 ounces down to 46 ounces, and it was not that long ago that these were a proper half gallon at 64 ounces. Now we're at 46. This one on the left was purchased May 8th in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. This one was purchased May 23rd. Same place, same price, but 100 grams less chicken. Pringles 2012, Pringles 2025. Look at the actual chip. Look at that. This pizza now weighs 20 grams less, but look how they changed the packaging to make it seem like this is a very large pizza compared to the size of this pizza.
And the way that they design these products is curated in such a way, very, very intentionally, so that the buyer is not aware of the fact that they are getting less in that product. It's an entire psychology. And people actually go to school to study this type of level of psychology to perform against the consumer. Just something to think about. What? Wait. They couldn't even give the entire chip. Like, these chips are broken. And they don't even look like they equal out to one full chip. So if they did equal out to one full chip, he probably received 2 Doritos in that bag. That is really bad. Like, who is doing this? Somebody said, dude, you're being generous, even saying it's 5 chips. You at most have 2.5. Exactly. Like, where are the rest of the chips? And someone said it clearly. Is that even a serving size? No, it's not. Come on. Lower the price. I'm mad. That's wrong. Can you imagine being hungry? You purchase this bag of chips because that's all the money that you have. And then you open it and you see that?
Five chips.
He said
5 chips.
He's mad. Like I said, you can't be messing with people's food like this. People are hungry.
I just spent $197 at the grocery store, and I don't even know what I bought. I walked in for eggs, milk, and maybe a treat if I was feeling wild. I walked out with financial trauma and a receipt that looks like a CVS scroll of shame. Break it down. $6.49 for a dozen eggs that I have to handle like I'm smuggling Fabergés. Milk? $4.29 for a jug of future regret because I know I'm going to forget it's in the fridge until it's chunky. Bread? Why is it $5.79 now? What part of this loaf is artisanal? It's white bread. It has one job. And don't get me started on produce. I grabbed 3 apples and the self-checkout told me that'll be $8.12. I didn't buy heirloom jewelry. I brought fruit. Why are bell peppers sold like they're concert tickets? Oh, sorry. The red one is premium seating. And then I made the mistake of walking down the snack aisle. One bag of chips, $4.79, and 85% of it is air. Honestly, the most affordable part of the experience. Want a frozen
air?
It would be $9.99 for the privilege of disappointment in a circle.
And while we can break down all of the economics surrounding this, the emotional toll is even harder to ignore here. So let's look at more of the human side of all of this. In this next part, you'll see everyday Americans dealing with the shock of all of these hidden costs and unexpected expenses.
How do people afford to live? I am leaving Costco with 6 items. $165 for 6 things. I mean, salmon's one of them, but my heart goes out to all you moms and dads who are raising families and trying to feed your kids. I don't have any college educations to pay for. 6 items, $165. How are families making it and surviving in this day and age? Holy cow.
And the thing is, and I know firsthand because I have a Costco card. You think that when you purchase this Costco card that it's like this golden ticket to saving so much money. But my first day shopping there, and I was really trying my best to stay focused on exactly what my list that I should go in there and come out with. And I ended up spending way more than I usually spend. And I was just like, wow. You know, time after time, I realized, why am I spending so much money? I thought I'd be saving with the Costco card. But in reality, I'm not saving because I'm coming out with, but yeah, it was my fault. I was coming out with more snacks because they do have really good snacks. But at the same time, the savings, like, it's not saving. So yeah, I totally get it. When you go into Costco, you actually come out spending way more than you really intended to. I don't know what they do in there. It's some kind of, I don't know, enchanted spell or whatever they're doing to your finances. But whatever prices you think that you are paying for, magically, it just adds up at the checkout lane. I don't know how they do it.
Like, it's really getting ridiculous. It's just no reason why stuff should be costing this much. Man, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm so tired of going to these stores, getting 5 items, and when you get the total, it's $100. Baby, what did I get? Baby, what did I get? Why did I only get 5 items and it's $100? Like, the grocery stores and food and water just has went up too tremendously for me. Every time they give me a total, I'm like, what did I get? Because I'm confused as to what made it $100. All I got was a pack of chicken, some asparagus, some sweet potatoes, some rice cakes, and some water. That was $106. Why? Meanwhile, everything's steady going up. Still presses over $120, but your hair blow up 2 hours later. I'm upset and I'm frustrated. I'm tired of spending all this money. Then in Houston, you can't even drive on the interstate without toll fees. Why? Why is everything costing? You can't park nowhere. It's $40 a park.
Not me. I will take that last exit and drive the feeder road. Comment down below if you know the feeder road.
Why? Some stuff need to be free. Oh, and if you don't pay the money, your car gonna get towed and to get your car out. That's gonna be $600. I just don't understand. To drive it costs. To park it costs. To eat it costs. To drink it costs. Everything's just costing too much and I'm just tired.
And if you have kids and you want to just take them out to the park is free, right? They always ask you for food. And God forbid the ice cream truck comes through the neighborhood while you're at the park. They're going to ask you for ice cream. And if you have 3 kids, they're all going to want to have ice cream. You're going to be paying times 3. It's not going to be a free event like you think. I'm just saying, I know from experience. And it's not just wholesale stores. Even $100 feels like pennies.
I got DoorDash, Coles. That right there is $310 worth of groceries delivered. 4 fucking bags. And this is what it got. Like some kids snacks, only 2 packs of meat, and some like basics. This was just a top-up shop, and it wasn't even overpriced on the DoorDash app. Everything's like generally the same price as what it is in the supermarket. $310, well, $312 to be exact. Like, what the fuck?
I just want to make it clear that when you order on these apps, the price of the items are slightly more than what it is at the store. All right, let me know if you back me up in this and you've noticed this, because I notice, because I'm constantly looking for a quick way to just get my groceries without having to lug all my kids to the grocery store. The amount that you're paying to Instacart, to DoorDash, it's more expensive than if you were to go in store. So now what I do is I order some things on at Walmart, and instead of having them delivered, what I'll do more times than not is to go pick them up so that I don't have to spend that extra fee. And for the most part, Walmart keeps their prices the same. But sometimes these other places will bump up the price a little bit just for kind of the convenience of, I guess, having the ability to get your items sent out to you without you having to go in the store. I guess for them having to bag them up for you or get them together for you. I don't know why, but that's wrong. On top of these groceries becoming more expensive, now you're adding on top of that inflated rate and it's not even the DoorDash rates, right? You're paying for groceries and you're paying for DoorDash rates, but for the groceries, they're adding extra on top of the already inflated price. And then at the end of the day, you have to go ahead and pay the DoorDash fees as well, and it's more than one fee. So that is wrong. It's wrong.
If there ever was a rant, this is about to be one. So if you don't want to hear a rant, just keep on going. Y'all get so mad that you cry. That's the point of that right now. So I shop at Aldi because their prices for, like, if you don't have to be a name brand bougie snob, which I am on a lot of things, I'll admit that. So I have my list planned out for what I'm meal prepping this week and all that, and I go to Aldi's and I get everything, and I'm disgusted by the cost of everything. Even shopping at Aldi, like, I didn't get that much and it was still $135.
So there's one product that I needed from the regular grocery store. So I go to the grocery store and go in and get that one thing. And this is where the rant comes in. This is going to be controversial. This is going to probably piss a lot of people off, but I don't care. It's a multi-part rant. So there's a mama in there. School's out, so she's got all of her kids with her. She is dressed nice clothes. All the kids have braids. She's got braids and everything in her hair. Buggy full of stuff. She's just fussing at them about how she's got to spend so much money on them for groceries because they're not in school. And they're kids. Well, when you take kids in a grocery store, they're going to want snacks, Mom, So she's fussing about all that. And fussing at them. And I have my one item, and I'm just standing there patiently waiting to get my one item checked out. And she's complaining and on her phone, high dollar phone, pulls out her government issued food card. And then amongst all of her complaining, she looks at the elderly lady that's checking her out, who is beyond retirement age. She should be home, kicked back, drinking coffee, watching morning shows or something. But she's at work. And the lady's like, Mama, you need to have a little bit of patience. I know it's crazy, and there, you looks like you got several of them. She said, I got a few more at home. You got a few more at home. She said, well, I'm sure you got plenty to keep you busy. She said, no, I don't work. I sit at home. I'm just waiting for all these youngins to get out of the house. I wish school was in year round. Why?
Okay, all right, I get it. You're coming from the perspective of, well, look at me. I'm, working class adult, and I could barely afford to pay for my groceries. But here is this other woman, and she happens to mention that the woman has braids and the children have braids, so, and, she's dressed nice and takes out her high dollar phone, which, what's a high dollar phone? I don't know. But complains to the kids. Why are you watching this woman so closely? Why? Why are you? So I'm wondering, is she coming from some kind of bias? And if she's complaining, okay, maybe she had a bad day. Anyone with kids, and she's got more at home, according to her story, anyone with kids, they're complaining, okay? They're complaining. But of course she doesn't work. But you don't know her situation, so stop. And she gets food stamps, all right, but you don't know her situation. You're judging from the outward, saying, oh, she looks nice, she got braids, kids got braids, high dollar phone, this and that. Okay. Why are you watching her? You're counting her dollars at this point? And you're so upset and thrown off by every discovery that you hear about this woman and the way she's able to buy all these groceries. These programs are open for people who need them. And perhaps she's one of those people. So, girl, mind your business. When you see her at the checkout lane with all these groceries, you don't know her life. Mind your business. I'm just saying, I have an attitude when people have such high opinions about other people's lives that they've never walked a day in their shoes. I've said this before and I'll say it again. You don't know what it is to live their lives, so don't come and have some kind of high judgment. You don't know their lives. You don't know the intricate details. You don't know why she is on government assistance. Stop. stop it. All right? Stop. Anyone out there who has such high judgments about other people and you don't even have the full story of how they got to the place that they are, stop it. You don't know.
Multiple kids. Goes out to the parking lot and gets in a fairly new...
Wait a minute. So she's following this woman to the parking lot too? Come on, girl. You don't have nothing else to do? You're following her to the parking lot to see more of her life and I guess scope the scene out, see what... Stop! It's quite obvious that you have too much time on your hands. Ugh.
SUV. And I know how much vehicles cost. We're talking about like a good...
She sounds like her name rhymes
SUV.
with Marin.
So...
Okay. Do you know what... Okay.
I'm disgusted. Like, this world is so messed up. She didn't... How? Like, you're not working. You've got all these kids that you produced and you are fussing at them because they're wanting snacks that you brought them in the grocery store. And then you go get in your very nice SUV in your very nice clothes with your food stamp card.
Huge attitude for this woman. I'm just saying, people who are on food stamps get to where they are from different places in life. You don't know what has led somebody to that point. Maybe she had, I don't know, a corporate job and she was well off. She was doing well. And now she's in a place because there are so many layoffs, right? Everyone's getting laid off. And you need something to hold you until the very next opportunity. So you use your resources and get on government help. You don't know. You don't know this woman's story. And then you follow her to the parking lot to scope out what vehicle she's driving. What, you expect her to show up to the grocery store with holes in her clothes and dirt on her clothing and look mistreated and ill nourished? Is that what you expect? Because even then people would have some kind of opinion about it. But you're looking her up and down, even as far as what she drives, her phone, high dollar phone, right? And then comes the breaking point that it's not just about money, but it's about exhaustion, stress, and the mental weight of knowing that your paycheck just does not stretch enough. But even beyond the groceries, there is a huge, much bigger emotional and financial story here at play. So let's take a look at what that means for families and also for workers today. In these next set of clips, you'll hear from people who are making, fairly decent amount of money, and yet it's still unable to stretch far enough. And this all shows just how broken the system really is.
I love watching paycheck breakdowns. So, I got paid on Friday. Let me tell you guys how much money I made. And please, not too much. I get paid every 2 weeks. I know it's not a lot, okay? Y'all, on this upcoming period, I only worked, it's about 38 hours a week. I got paid $1,144.85. Y'all, that's every 2 weeks, y'all. Fuck. First, I got to pay my car note. Is $973.84. That's leaving me with $171 with 1 cent. Fuck. Now, y'all, I have a Jeep, and Jeeps be giving people problems and stuff, right? So my car warranty a month is $154.04. So I have to pay that. So that leaves me with $16.97. Y'all, damn. Fuck. I can't even buy me a plate of ribs, macaroni. Okay, y'all, I told you guys I've been doing DoorDash to make it ends meet, right? So on my DoorDash card, I went hard this week. I ain't gonna lie. I made $599.62, right? So boom, I gotta pay for my wisdom tooth, right? I got my wisdom tooth removed, right? And it was $5,000. It was 4 wisdom tooth, $5,000, right? The insurance only covered $3,000, so I had to pay $2,000 out of pocket. So I paid $62 a month. It's been like a year. I'm almost done, like a little bit, just a little bit. So that leaves me with $537.62. Y'all, now it's gas, and I have to put money away for gas every 2 weeks. So basically it's $130. Every week is $65 in gas. That's a lot, but goddamn, I should have got me a Toyota. Ugh. And next is my credit card, y'all. My balance is literally $900. Like, I maxed that shit out. So I just pay the minimum of $40 so I can't like afford to pay the rest. And I gotta pay my Afterpay. And y'all, Afterpay, I made a mistake. I started buying shit on Afterpay. But this pay period is, I only have to pay $13.37 on Afterpay. It was on Fashion Nova, and I only bought like one thing. But then, y'all, Affirm, y'all. I literally pay $52 a month plus, y'all. Y'all, after I pay my credit card, whatever, right? That leaves the balance to $367.62, right? Boom. Okay, cool. Now I gotta pay Afterpay. I bought something on Fashion Nova. I only bought one thing, and that leaves me with $354.25. Then I have Affirm, which is I pay $56.03. So that leaves me with $298.22. Now, y'all, I fucked up, y'all. I have a debt with Affirm. I owe like probably $1,300, something like that. My first payment was on Amazon. It's $131.75. That leaves me with $166.47. Now I got an other payment for Affirm is $131.54. That leaves me for 2 weeks with $34.73 for 2 weeks, y'all. Let me get the fuck off here and go on DoorDash, okay? I need to make money.
Someone said that card note is crazy. Wow, right? 900 something? Dang, girl. And then the fact that she uses the car for DoorDash, having to pay even more on her gas. And she's only 19 years old. So what she's making at 19 years old, I was not making that much money. So I think she's doing pretty well for herself. But those expenses are eating out her paycheck.
I know I'm not the only adult that sits in their car wondering how they're making the most money they've ever made in their entire life. And it still doesn't seem to be enough. My rent is $2,000 a month, and I live in a townhouse. My car note is $535 a month, and that's on the low end compared to what I see a lot of people pay. My car insurance is $370 between two vehicles. And every time I fucking turn around, that shit's going up, and they can't even tell you why, other than that the rates have increased. Fucking why? And then you got some fucking orange man in office trying to convince you that your grocery bill has decreased, but I just went and spent $100 on fucking chips, bread, bananas, apples, some fucking muffins, and hamburger meat. Oh, don't forget the $10 eggs. My HOA just decided to charge me $100 because I left my garbage can sitting out in front of my house for a couple of days because I needed to let it dry after dumping it with bleach because there were maggots in there. You rent from these companies and they penny pinch you on every fucking thing that they can. We are being bullied into poverty by these corporations and billionaires. And we have somebody in office gaslighting us in our face, telling us, oh, no, you're not. I don't understand how the families that are living off $15 an hour, like, how are you doing it? How do you pay your rent? What do you do when your car breaks down? I don't know, dude. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I'm blessed compared to a lot of people, and it's still fucking hard.
All right, so here's a question for you. Have you or anyone that you've known ever used buy now, pay later for groceries or for rent? Do you see it more as a lifeline or as a trap? Let us know down below in the comment section. I already shared my crazy story, so you go ahead and share yours. Let us know down below in the comment section. So when everyday items like milk and eggs require financing, it shows a deeper problem here that wages are not keeping up while all of these huge corporations are protecting their profits at all costs. So buy now, pay later is not the villain, but it's more so a symptom. The real villains are the inflation, the corporate pricing strategies, and also the broken systems that are making survival even harder than it used to be. But here's the good news, that there are definitely ways that you can fight back. Of course, you can meal plan, you can avoid food waste, you can also buy in bulk when possible. And so that could make a little bit of a difference. But if you absolutely must use buy now, pay later, definitely be smart, set your reminders, track your payments, and don't let those hidden fees sneak up on you at all. Because guess what? As of recent, some of those services that people are using right now, they are reporting to credit agencies, all right? So be careful out in these streets. But what do you guys think? Is buy now, pay later saving households, or is it just another trap that keeps us broke? Let us know down below in the comment section. I would love to hear your take on all of this. And if you happen to miss the last episode of this cost of living crisis series, where we covered why Americans are leaving the country for cheaper rent, $250 I think it was in Japan. I'll link the playlist on the screen here and down below so that you can catch up, because each video will build up on the last. So showing the full picture of how the cost of living is reshaping life. Go back and watch those episodes. But thank you guys so much for watching. If this video spoke to you and if it was very interesting, why don't you go ahead and share it with someone to get their take on all of this. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please go ahead and like it and subscribe for the next part of the series, which I like to upload on Sundays for your enjoyment. And I'm so excited for this new series, as you guys have been enjoying it as well. So we're going to continue this as well. But if you are also in a place where you are wanting to find out where are the real legitimate job opportunities to help me and my household, subscribe, because I also share that content as well. All right. So thank you so much for watching once again, and we will chat in the next video.